Top of the morning to y'all. This is HVAC. Today we're gonna be doing something different than the majority of my channel. Something very simple. I realized I never did. Today you're going on a ride along with me, and we're gonna learn basically how to do full-scale commercial HVAC PM on a building of 5 units or more. Where you ride solo, you do a full-scale PM inspection on a job, and I'm going to show you how to do it efficiently to save yourself time, save yourself stress, save yourself heartache. And in cases of, like right now, it's 60 degrees outside here in Chandler, Arizona. It's very slow in the commercial HVAC realm, and a lot of you guys that have experience, you know what I'm talking about. So this is a potential where you could still find repairs, do repair work, and get hours, as well as, if you're in a sale-based company like I am, potentially make commission through the winter, even if you're not getting good overtime. So let's head up on the roof and then clock in and get to work. Okay, so this is where we're at for today. We have 8 carrier package units, 5-ton heat pumps. I already did filters. I already washed coils for all 8 of them, starting from those 2 in the front, working our way back here to there. So yeah, if you're new in the trade, commercial HVAC, you're gonna be at places like this doing stuff like this, especially in the winter where you just do inspection PMs, right? So people use brushes. I use a blower, dust the electrical cabinets. Does something, right? That's the stuff you're going to be doing in the winter to give you hours and keep you busy. And the potential of doing the inspections and testing the systems and heating and cooling is to find repairs that people don't even know about. Sometimes some of the commercial clients you have don't even know a system is down, and they're willing to pay for the repairs and get it done. So visual inspection for the PM. Obviously you want to check your blower motor, check the belt, make sure there's no rips or tears. Visual inspection first, right? And you're gonna check capacitors. I already took care of that as well. And I have a video, I believe, showing how to check and run capacitors. So check my channel for that. So visual inspection, check the coil. I already changed the filters. Filters will be in there. Check the compressor if need be. Visual inspection on the outdoor fan motor. Test it, check the shaft bearing for shaft play, or if it's not spinning good enough, might be time for a replacement soon before next summer. And yeah, instead of going down to every thermostat inside the building and back up again to check the unit, make yourself a set of jumpers like these for the new guys. A lot of the OGs, a lot of the veterans, you guys already have these made, probably a bunch of them. I got like 6. I know that much. And instead of going to the thermostat, you're gonna put your jumper clips on R, on Y1 for cooling, the compressor contactor, which is right there, and 1 on G for the fan to energize and cooling. So we're gonna go ahead and skip over to that part right now. I'm gonna bust out my tools and I'm gonna walk you guys through the second step after you get the unit running. All right, so as you can see, we got the fan spinning, blower spinning. Here's a visual for you guys to understand if you didn't get it verbally on how to set up your jumpers. You're also going to test it in heating too, which is the white wire W1 terminal, which stands from there to there. Or because this is a heat pump, depending on how the reverse valve set up, we might use the extra jumper to W and leave the white one on Y1, depending on the reverse valve setup. So amp draws. Again, visual inspection on your blower. Check it in operation. Make sure your belt's not bouncing. Make sure your pulleys are aligned. Right? Very important. So that looks good. And because of overamping concerns, you don't want to leave this exposed for too long for the blower motor, because it's going to run at higher amps because of airflow issues. So check it visually, then just close the panel up. Let's save the screws for later, right? Now, next part of your inspection, is amp draws, electricals. Is everything operating within specs? Compressor, common wire right here. We're at 5.91. And is that too high? Is that too low? I don't know. Let's check our name tag. Compressor, voltage, 3-phase, 60 hertz, 10 amps. So we're good there. And we have our outdoor fan motor right here, 0.7 amps. And our indoor blower motor right here, 4.9 amps. So we're good for the compressor. Now we're gonna move over to our condenser motor and our evaporator motor, or in other words, outdoor fan motor and the blower. So let's find our wire for the blower. It's gonna be this relay right here. It's common. Double check, make sure it makes sense. We're at 2.25 for our blower, so that's good. And again, when you're taking these readings, you're going to be documenting it on your Service Titan app for your company that you work for or whatever. So this is all tangible information that needs to be documented and recorded. I already did it for all the systems. This is just for us. So now we're at the outdoor fan motor, 0.76. Double verify our name tag, what we need. What's the target? Okay, so we're pushing that envelope on that outdoor fan motor, which is okay because for a 17-year-old unit, this is OEM. You can tell by all the rust it's OEM. And the wiring is OEM as well. So 17-year-old fan motor. Might be changing that later, might not. It's all up to the customer after we put in the quote for them, and when they approve it, they approve it. But sometimes they'll say yes right away and you're good to go. So now we took care of amp draws, right? We got all that. Now we're gonna check our temperatures, our split, which is our supply air temperature compared to our return air temperature. Now, again, it is a little colder today than most days, so our return to supply split isn't gonna be the 15 to 17 degree ratio, which is the gap you want, but we'll try to get it close, guys. So right here we got 56, 55. Yeah, it's still dropping. Let's call it 54, 55, plus or minus 3 degrees, right? Then you go to your return. You could do it where the filters are at in here. There's already a hole there, so I'm using that one. Or you could go through this panel area right here. For package units where it's a side chute, for you new guys, supply, return. Pay attention to the dimensions of the unit, the layout of the unit, and you'll know exactly where to go to look for your readings. So now we're at the return duct. The air getting moved out of the space as opposed to the air going into the space. So we got 54 degrees. So to get a perfect split in a perfect world for right now, we want plus 15 degrees of that, or 10 to 15 degrees of that. And we got 68 and climbing, it looks like, so that's good. 74 would be about 20 degree split. So we're at the 15 mark right about there. So there you go. You can take photos of that, update it to your company Service Titan portal app for your inspection forms, whatever you need to do. Take all the photos and you're done there. So there we go. We covered amp draws, we covered outdoor fan motor, we covered indoor motor, blower motor, we covered temperature splits, and we covered how to get the unit to do what you want it to do from the rooftop. So now let's switch it over to heating so you guys can see how that works. Some heat pumps are different than others. So let's just try moving the yellow from there to here. There you go. You heard the reversing valve switch over. So in this case, we don't need our fourth clip to energize yellow for cooling and heating. Again, some manufacturers, some Trane, some Lennox, some Lennox systems, sorry, you do have to energize both Y and W to run the heating. But it depends on the way the manufacturer has it set up. If the reversing valve solenoid energizes in cooling, or if it doesn't, you know, heating, it varies based on manufacturers. They're all different. and we feel cold air coming out of up here. So that's a tangible way to verify if you're in heating. Then we go back and we check just our supply, because we generally know our return air temperature is already 74 degrees, right? Double check our supply to make sure we're heating good. And as you can see, that's a lot different than 54 degrees like we had earlier. So we know this heat pump is running and heating. And it's gonna take a while to climb up in temp because the coil's still heating up from the cold freon that was running through it. So it's gonna take a while to climb, but this should be about 90 degrees once it's at full chat, running on all 10s. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to make this a quick, short and sweet video for you guys, and just full of information, not too drony, not too dragging along, and just to help more of the newer guys. Like if you're green and you jumped straight into commercial like I did, this is going to help you become more valuable in the slow season, rather than a lot of cases where I see companies hire new guys in the summer, commercial based companies, get what they can out of them, and then when it gets slow in the winter, they have to cut back and lay people off. And usually it's the green guys that aren't able to work independently in a setting like this. Usually those are the ones that get let go first. So this is for you newbies that are into commercial or wanting to get into commercial or thinking about getting into commercial. This is how your manager, your company per se, would expect you to do a full commercial HVAC PM, washing coils, changing filters, and all these 8 units to myself, checking them door to door to door. And yeah, it could be really easy as long as you know the tricks and how to do it. Very carefully take these off too. You don't want to pop your transformer, and usually start on the red because that's tied directly to your transformer. Save that bad boy, because you don't want to make a oopsie and have to give them a free transformer because you messed up. So yeah guys, hope the video helps. Give me some feedback in the comments, let me know what you think. And this is Desert HVAC, and hope you guys have a good day. Work safe out there, y'all.